Okay, Chad, is this working? Are we locked in right now? Definitely. I think this is my first face reveal, guys. Definitely. Anyways, we're gonna read it AOT, and I couldn't find of any other way to read it. Wait, we can see. Look, boom, all 7 AOT books. Or whatever. Oh, the damn phone stand. All right. I'm gonna read it or whatever, and then I don't know. Oh, we can do a time lapse, and then I can I don't want it to take up a lot of space. Let's just do a time lapse, and I can talk about it afterward. Okay, so I read uh, Attack on Titan #1. There should have just been a time lapse. It's pretty peak. Uh, First off, starting the chapter just getting decimated and the mom dying, actually crazy. I don't think I've read anything like this. And then we go like skip a couple years, and now he's a cadet, and like the Titan comes back, and then he just goes like epic mode, like he just goes into a Titan form. I have no idea what's going on, like at all. Like there's so many mysteries going on and about, and then everyone's scared of him, and it's just a massacre. And then, well, then it's over. Then it goes for like a time skip, or like it goes back in time. It talks about him at like the flipping, the core, the training, whatever it's called. This is terrible, but whatever. It's actually funny compared to all the death and sadness before. And then we come back and Marco's just dead, and it's like, why'd you kill Marco? Marco Brown. He was a real one. And so, anyways, then he just goes to a court trial, gets beaten up, and then they go on another expedition after basically it's just 21 people. And now it looks like we found another Titan. How many of these Titans are there? Like, we know of the Colossus and the Armored, and then Eren. And then, what's this one? I have no clue. So, there's a lot of mysteries. Can't wait to read the next one. I'm going to be doing that like right now. So, actually peak story though. I can't even lie. Actual peak. What? Bro, what was that ending? What was that ending? Okay, right. So Annie, right? They had like 3 books focusing on Annie. She attacked them in the woods. She like killed a bunch of people. Levi, he's actually like a badass. He's Billy badass. He's actually crazy, right? And then, so we find out about the first infiltrator, Annie Lee and her. They beat her up. Find about that guy in the wall. What? And then they go on the next arc, and they're trapped in the cast. No, there's no hole in the wall. I completely forgot about that part. There's no hole in the wall. They're trapped in the castle, and then Ymir. We find out she's a Titan, and it's like, how many Titans are there? It's never gonna end, right? And then the end. The Reiner, Bertolt. How could you do this? How? Why? Why are you doing this to me? And he's literally frozen, right? Is she ever gonna come back? She's gotta. Man, this is the craziest story I've ever seen. What's gonna happen to Rhina? Is Eren gonna beat them? I doubt it. They've had way more experience. How did I not see this? How? Anyways, I gotta get reading the next book. It's better. It's gonna be fire. It's gonna actually be fire. the entire volume 3 of Attack on Titan. Honestly, pretty peak. Aaron's getting kidnapped again in the beginning, and we just got over Rhina's and Bertolt's betrayal, and they captured Ymir, and then for 2 books they run, and then he with like the yellow haired lady, the one that killed his mom in the first chapter, I guess technically yesterday. He smacks her and then all the Titans attack, and that's like what's going on there. They'll probably explain it. But anyways, that was pretty fire. And then it's just been a lot of talking. Like mind games, like they kidnapped those guys. They had to hide away. Eren got kidnapped again. Then that Kenny the Ripper, that was a cool fight scene. And I didn't even mention last time Historia revealing her name. I didn't really realize that had any significance, but I guess she was like a princess or whatever. And then they take down the monarchy because everyone's just the GOAT. Levi's pretty epic. Hanji's cool and stuff. Sorry, that was my dog. And then anyways, Han's dying. Honestly, we didn't really get to see much time of Han, so I don't really feel anything for him. But I guess we didn't see much for Marco either. Anyways, supposedly all the Titans have left. Supposedly. And now, I don't know why I'm playing with my hair. I'm trying to lock in. Anyways, it's actually a really fire story. And now Eren's kidnapped and I want to see what happens. Historia has been apparently brainwashed by her father, and now Eren's locked in the basement and he's getting his memories back. So, did he eat his dad? Is that what happened? That's kind of crazy. That's where he went. Oh, I thought he was gonna come back in the final arc or whatever. Yeah, I finally came back with the milk, Eren. Volume 4 of Attack on Titan. I think it's the best one that I've read yet. Okay? So it continued on the storyline of him being kidnapped. And so we learn about that his dad gave him the Titan powers. And then, Rod Reese and Historia. All that stuff. Don't mind my hair, by the way. I'm getting it cut. Anyways, that was pretty fire. And then Kenny the Ripper's backstory, and he turns into that giant. Rod Reese turns into the giant Titan, and just like, holy cow! And then Historia becomes Queen of the Walls after defeating her dad, and they get the Titan serum. That'll probably come into play in the next book, and then they have like a little bit of a break, like fun, like a party with the meat and whatever, and Sasha gets tied up, so she doesn't even get any. And then they go to Shiganshina after all this time, and it's just nonstop action. Just nonstop. They almost defeat Reiner, and then he comes back, and then I think they defeat him again at the end, and then Bertolt comes in, just creating like a nuclear explosion, and then Armin sacrifices his life, and then Eren dies, and the Beast Titan, and whatever that other Titan is, the one with all the luggage. I hate that guy. I hate them so much. There's no way anything could make me not like, or anything could make me like that, because, like, they're actually annoying. Like, I don't think they're gonna get Reiner or Bertolt. Because, like, they never win. They might be able to take back the wall, but it's not like they're gonna win against them. And then Armin's probably dead, so, everyone's just actually dead. Like, it's actually cooked. My gosh. It's kind of stressing me out. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Holy Attack on Titan. This book is good. Not as good as number 4, right? Because that one was like a lot of fighting. And this has a lot of talking in it. So much stuff happened. It's kind of hard to remember. Okay. They rescued Armin. Oh my gosh. That really happened this morning. Or I guess for them, 4 years ago. Anyways, they rescued Armin over Erwin. I really wanted Armin to survive. Because, like, Erwin, he's outlived this. Okay. It's probably going to need debates. But anyways, Armin, I think, was the right choice. And then they finally discovered that there's a world outside. It's like, finally, they figured it out. And then, that lore was pretty cool. And then they found the ocean. That's like a really cool way to end that. And then the time skip. We didn't even get to see Armin's Colossal Titan yet. So I'm really excited for that. And what did happen to Annie, right? Annie was last seen in, like, the beginning of number 2 of the big books. We're in the end of number 5, and she's nowhere to be found. Will she be in 6, or is she just going to be, like, AFK for the entire series? So anyways, we go over to Marley, and we just get, like, a lot of backstory about what's going there. And Raina's time. And, wow. Raina. Bertolt was lucky. Brings me back to the good old days of Attack on Titan. Eren being there. Holy cow, he literally swindled Falco. Okay, so anyways, we learn about Gabby and all that stuff happening and their perspective. It's kind of like, and then it's kind of like from the enemy's perspective. Because, right, Eren appears at the end. And, right, so he talks with Raina. And then he appears at the end, and they're like, oh my gosh. It's kind of like when the Colossal Titan appeared. Except this time they had preparation. They knew what was happening. Anyways, the Warhammer Titan is actually really cool. Too bad they waited till book number 5 to show it off. And it's probably going to die. But Eren was so based for punching it mid-transformation. And they assaulted. Now they're taking over Marley. And holy cow, how long has Eren even been there? And then we got to see the new Titans, like Piak. So I know I said I wouldn't like that card Titan or whatever, but I think the card Titan's my favorite Titan, guys. I think that's just me. No, it's probably everyone. Anyways, they're in the final arc now, I would assume. Because, he's going to start the quaking of the earth or whatever it's called. At least I'm pretty sure based off the 7th cover. Well, I think, right? There was those. Okay, whatever. No more spoilers. Okay. Oh no, there's a crease on this book. I guess I've just been reading too hard. Okay, anyways. I'm going to start number 6. So this escalated like really quickly. So the book started off with the death of Sasha and Eren getting the Warhammer Titan. And, you know, the finishing of the attack of Marley, we got to see Armin's Colossal Titan. And then they went back home, and they had, like, political mind games. I hate Gabby so much, right? Gabby's just annoying. And so, anyways, they go to the Browse home. They find out Zeke's spinal fluid, whatever. And then Zeke turns everyone in the forest into a Titan, and then just kills Levi. And then he gets revived. So I don't know. I don't know how to feel. I really hated some people like Flock. I hate Flock. I hate Gabby. I hate Pieck. I hated Eren. I'm not sure. Then there was the giant war. He beat up Rhina. And then flipping Galliard, Porco or whatever his name is, sacrificed for, you know, his name starts with a G, I'm pretty sure. Falco. F, whatever. Too many names to keep track of. Anyways, lots of political mind games. And then Gabby comes in, shoots Eren's head off. I hate Gabby, guys. It makes me very frustrated every time she appears on the page. Annie isn't back yet. It's been 6 books, so Annie has to come back in the next one. They referenced her at least a little bit in this one. The Jaegerists are cool, but the backstory and the Attack Titan being changed in the future. I think I found a fun fact where it was supposed to be Attack Titan as the title, not Attack on Titan, because there's no Titan. Like, there's the Titans, and they're attacking, and there's the Attack Titan. So, I don't really know. You know, but anyways, it's really fire. And the next book is the final one. I think this is the best series I've read. Well, besides for One Piece. No one can top One Piece, guys. I'm done with Attack on Titan. Holy cow. I think that's like one of the best stories I've ever read. Okay, so this book started off, they were still on Paradis, and then the rumbling started, and then the Jaegerists took control, and they teamed up with their enemies. Honestly, feels like just the other day. Well, it was. Eren was just a guy. I'll kill them all. And he insulted Reiner for trying to kill. Every time they had to save Eren. Honestly, I think the only time they weren't trying to save him was... Nope, they were just always trying to save him. They were trying to protect him in the first one, but... They finally killed him. But they're all sitting around the campfire. Annie finally came back. And, you know, Connie's mom. I remember when that happened. That was crazy. Levi. Oh man. Hanji's death. Can't believe they killed Hanji. She almost made it. She almost made it to the end. Anya, Capone, and Yelena. They were cool, I guess, but... The final battle, it felt a little bit rushed. The final scene with Eren and Armin talking felt a little, like, rushed and scuffed. But it was still, you know, you get the point of what they're trying to say. And I think back to that first chapter where Eren was crying on the hill in that tree. Do you think he showed him that memory? Do you think he talked to them and just showed them the entire future and then erased it? Is that why he was crying? He saw every single thing that was going to happen to him. I'm a little bit frazzled, but I think that's the best story I've read. It's been a little bit since, you know, I read Attack on Titan. It's been a couple of days. I think back on it now, and I think that's the best thing I've ever read. Also, I got the haircut finally. So, anyways, I need to do more like that because that was fun, you know, reading in 1 week. And it's summer, so let's see. So, next series up, honestly, I don't know. I've been trying to do, like, reading for an entire year, but I don't think we're gonna make it, guys. So anyways, Attack on Titan. It's on my shelf right here. Actual peak. I gotta read it again. Go fire. Alright, peace out. Just thought I'd give, like, you know, one last, like, talk from this, like, 40-minute video, because I'm editing it right now. I'm like, sheesh. You know, more watch hours. So, send it to your friends.